Morning. Don't usually get to say good morning. I usually make my videos in the evening. But this morning I just wanted to get on here and talk about the Vols a little bit. And a few other things too. Yeah, the Vols, I just hope they're healing up, keeping that attitude where it needs to be. They've come a long way this year. The Vols have. And that nastiness in that offensive line and aggressiveness. I've talked to other people; they notice it too. And just remember, they're saying, we got to win one of the last two to be bowl eligible. This team needs to be wanting to go 2-0 the rest of the year. And they need to make it happen. That Missouri game is going to be a tough game, but I'll probably talk about it later. I don't know. Missouri Tigers. Can't believe they've come into the league and won more games against us than we have against them. But anyway, today there's some big games. Uh, you know, I think there could be some upsets today. That Iowa Minnesota game, that's going to be a big time football game. Minnesota had a real big time atmosphere, and that was good for them. They don't get that in Minnesota very often. And that was a huge atmosphere for them and a big win against Penn State. And this week they got to go to Iowa City. And the Hawkeyes have lost to, what is it, Penn State, Wisconsin, and Michigan by a total of 14 points. A loss is a loss. They're still 6-3, but Iowa does a good job of keeping games close. And anytime you keep a game close, you got a shot to win. And I think it's going to be a good game up there. Iowa could pull the upset. But we'll see. That Minnesota quarterback, he's a pretty good quarterback. I've seen him a couple times this year on TV, and he just looks like he's got a lot of moxie. I think that Minnesota quarterback is pretty tough. But we'll see what Iowa can do on defense to maybe try to get into his head. It's going to be hard to do, though. But anyway, that'll be a good one to watch. And the oldest rivalry in the Deep South, the Georgia Dog Turds and the Auburn Barn. Yeah. Jake Fromm better play well in this game. If Jake Fromm, if they start getting to the run a little bit, if Georgia can't establish the run and Auburn gets to start pressing a little bit, Jake Fromm better be on target. And in recent history shows he probably will be. I think Georgia can win this game, but he's got to play well, and they have been a little inconsistent on offense this year, and that would be the one weakness because Georgia's defense, they're going to put a lot of pressure on the other quarterback, the freshman, Bo Nix. That'll be interesting. It should be a really good game. And but Auburn, I don't know. Gus was running his mouth this week trying to get the Gus bus cranked up about how tough their schedule is. It's too bad there's not an objective standard, but the standard isn't objective. It's subjective to get into the playoffs. They're trying to get the 4 best teams, which becomes very subjective. I wish it was just like it was, back when I was in high school. They all had, there were conferences, and if you won your conference, you got in. And some conferences were tougher than other conferences. And there was usually an at-large, and I think they only took 8 teams in Class 3A. There was 3 classes back then. I think there's a lot more classes now. But anyway, so Gus has kind of got that going. Does that mean that Auburn's just whining and doesn't have their attitude right, or is Gus getting them coached up, trying to get some stops and seeing if they can get some opportunities to turn Georgia over? I don't know. because that's what it'll about have to be the way I see it. But we'll see. You know, football. I could be wrong. It's college football, and I'm still debating on whether to go up here to Martin and watch the Skyhawks. You know, they were in the hunt to go to the playoffs. Now they're just talking about hoping to get in an at-large in the OVC, and they won't get that. But they got Tennessee State today. I hope they let them bring their band. Tennessee State's got the best marching band. They're better than the Pride of Southland. But anyway, those are my two games I was thinking about. Out there in the Pac-12. Was it Oregon, Utah? I don't know. I don't really follow the Pac-12 as much. Been working too much. But anyway, I think those will be good games. That the Iowa Minnesota game could be an upset, and the Auburn Georgia game could be an upset.